Hello everybody and welcome for a new Kerbal Space Program video. This video is entirely about all the things that you can do in this game but that you never do because it takes too much time, So let's start by an SSTO. So it's my own version of single stage to suborbital. It's not orbital because this one is normally only able to jump in space but not to fly in it. Obviously, I will not get it right because I don't make fly things like that great, because I'm not able to fly SSTO. If you give this plane to Matlone, it will go for sure on Moon or something like that, but me, I'm only able to make some jump in the space limit, but not even in space, I think. Let's see with that. So it's take a long time to take off, and after it breaks because I don't know, you can see the thing jumping. It's so funny, explosions in this game. So this is a new version. It's a sandwich plane because why not? It has two motors for in atmosphere and one for space. So everything on that is working with liquid fuel because I don't want it to take any rocket motor fuel or other, so it doesn't fly great like the other ones. We can build an entirely new one so it looks more like a plane than the previous one. This one is normally able to take off and fly. I'm not sure, but I think, as you can see, it has a short range takeoff, so it's great. We can go fast and fast with that. So the two motors are the last end game motors, so I think it's the last thing I unlocked in the science part. It's very expensive motors, but past 400 meters per second you can continue accelerating even in fast climbing, and they also have a space mode. So it's very useful when you want to make SSTOs. If you look at Matlone's video, he only uses that. But me, I use all the things that I can use because I'm not able to make great SSTO. We have some nice flybys with the cameras. We can go in the stratosphere, and then it will be the mesosphere and the thermosphere if I'm right, but I don't know in this game if there's anything like that. I'm just trying to remember the name of the atmosphere levels, but I don't get it. It was in my BIA evaluation, but it was 1 month ago, so you know. We made a 40 kilometers jump, but it's not half space. It's half space in this game, but it's not even close to be in space, so it's nice to see the Earth's curve, because yes, Earth is not flat, big news. And we can start burning our fuel to get a fast re-entry to see if this will survive. And obviously, yes, it will have survived, but I much better like, I don't know, the next video's plane, because I tried to make a Virgin Galactic recreation on the next episode, and I much prefer the next one. This is a short mission to Moon's orbit because I need to repair a satellite. As you can see, the takeoff was pretty long and difficult, but we took off, so it's the important part. This rocket is like all the other rockets, so we will not watch all the flight, but I can just make some camera edits and nice camera views. This mod is completely incredible once you get it right. As you can see, we can have, whoa, it seems difficult. We can have some things like in real life when a rocket takes off, we have some ground views and others. We have the view of the pilot, so the cabin is looking pretty nice, but it's the beginning of the game's cabin. So we can upgrade to a new cabin, but for that we needed it to be very light, so I don't took a big cabin for a small mission. It's burning because we are already at Mach 2.5, almost Mach 3. We are at Mach 3 on orbit. We are at 60 kilometers above the ground, above sea level. We are in space, thermal lines out. So we can take off the boosters, lit up the main engine, and continue burning it until we are in orbit. Then we will be able to go around the moon with the second stage, and we will use the last one to get home. So yes, it's not a moon landing mission, it's just an orbital mission, because we need to repair a satellite to analyze pulse, so it's in polar orbit, so not normal one. The moon is already here. It was really fast. We can circularize our orbit and modify it to get the right orbit. So it's there that I started to have problems, and I needed to completely remake the mission from the beginning, because as you can see, I'm pretty close with the orbit, I'm pretty right, but the only problem is I wasn't in the right direction. So I made it all to here, but like if it was going to south to north, I was going to north to south like this. So it was very difficult. I don't have enough fuel for that, so I needed to go here just like that. We can make some space missions here and repair the thing. So we need to repair the antenna. I think it's not this one, it's another one, but I don't find the button, and this is working now. So we can go back into the ship, grab it, and board to the home. So now that we are in Earth's orbit, so yes, I skipped a part of that, we can just safely break into the atmosphere with a nice cabin. I think we have some RCSs left, so I was playing with the buttons and the controls to make it break with the RCS. So yes, it's not working at all. We only lose some meters per second. At this point, putting your hand out of the ship will be more efficient. So we can have some nice flybys with the flames and other. And we are close to the atmosphere. At least the moon is in the top right corner. So yes, it was here from the beginning. We will land in the water or on the land, I don't know. I think it will be the water, so parachutes deployed. We are at 100 meters per second, a third of Mach speed. We're at 2/10 of Mach speed. And pointing to the ground. Nothing to explain here, and it landed safely, but I cut it before. So what is that? This is a minimus all-in-one ground station. So why I say all-in-one, it's because it's able to make science but also to mine another. But I will have to remake all the thing from the beginning, because we have only one problem, is that this thing don't have an antenna, and I just don't watch at this. So yes, and it was in the requirements for the mission, so me, I don't need an antenna, but they needed one to make it work, at least for my contract. So I will need to remake all of that, because if I don't, I will lose a lot of money. So this is a pretty big rocket, but not so big. I could have made one bigger, made one, I don't know. So this engine is, I think, the biggest one at all, at least for space engines. So we have some motor things and other to do. We can just decapsulate, I don't have the word for cut the fairing, I don't know, to open the fairing and let it go in the space like that. We have some nice flybys again. So there's a little, it's not an antenna, because of course we don't have it, thing, electronical thing that helps us to get informations and to fly great with some control on the rocket, even if the pilot is not good. But I think we don't have any computer control on other. Minimus is really hard to catch. I think it's easier to go on Mars than on Minimus, because Minimus has a gravity that is almost non-existent. So to capture his gravity and to just orbit around this, you need to be really close with a really nice speed and really slow. To go on Minimus, you need to be again really slow, but a little acceleration can go out of Minmus, so it was difficult, but not as difficult as in the first videos. So I will try to land on the flat surfaces because I don't want to land on the mountains of Minmus. So we have a lot of fuel remaining. I think we can land with only the second stage, but we will use the station boosters because like this we will be able to land correctly and vertically on Minmus. 16 kilometers above the ground. And as you can see, it's going pretty on the ground, pretty directly. It's not a curve because we don't have a lot of gravitational force here. As you can see, even our speed is not going this fast. It's not accelerating. It's accelerating, but a little bit, so I can say that it's quite not accelerating. So we need to brake very carefully. I think we could have landed with only the RCSs, with some help of the motors, I think, but with only the RCS controls. We have some legs on that, but we don't need that because the bottom of the station is flat, so we can also land on the bottom. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, watching other videos, especially the next one because it will be really nice. And if you do subscribe, I thank you a lot. If you do not, thank you anyway, and enjoy your day.